Welcome, Dream Tejwan.
Thank you so much, Amay. Hello, guys. This is Dream Tejwani. Hope like you have listened my introduction. So let's start with the like basically for everyone have question like how I got my internship. The twice I would suggest you guys also to look for the second year opportunities. Those who have just entered the second year, be like stay in the connected with the Google, Microsoft, and the career portal
Uh,
all the second year opportunities. So actually, there was a girl program in second year. Uh, like I applied for that and I suggested to my friends too, but everyone was like, "No, we don't have that much of knowledge in DSA and everything." Like we all say that things. So, but I applied. I also don't have knowledge honestly that much at that time. So I just applied in a fun, and yeah, there was some coding round. Went well, then everything went well and I got second year internship. And similarly, when I went for my internship for 2 months, so there was a pretty hard work. It was completely different from what we have done in the college. Like we I was working with AWS and all, which I've been working like the very first time with that things and whole setups and everything. So it was a crazy experience. Then I worked hard. I have never worked in my college life that much. I have worked in my internship, honestly, guys. Like I'm like a backbencher completely. I was an average student. I have never scored that good in my college, in my school, everything. But yeah, I have worked hard during my internship period, so that has helped me a lot. So basically, when it comes to opportunity, you should be open. Like you shouldn't think that ki, I don't have that much knowledge of DSA. I should skip for this time and I should do it for the another time. Because in second year many people don't have knowledge. It's your like when you take a one step ahead of others, then you get the opportunity. If you are thinking and you are in the loop with others, then you will stay back and you will not going to get any opportunities. So first step is always fill the internships form, no matter what you think. Like which portal to apply, like you can guys when you visit some career portal, subscribe that portal. They will send you the mails and everything about the new openings. Or there are some channels of WhatsApp and Telegram which I followed, so I will share that channel with you guys in the end if you want. So yeah, so basically if you are first you should focus on campus interviews. If you are in second year you can focus on off campus. But as like you are in the end of your second year, you should start focusing on your on campus interviews, because on campus interviews are comparatively easy than off campus interview. So what you should focus on campus interview is like you should first focus till linked list and hashing. That is what our college asks in coding round itself and in interview round itself. And basic knowledge of SQL and some related, some if there is some developer role like DevOps or something, they will ask you some I guess Linux commands and everything. Or like basic things you should study first. Like for and main thing the what people do and what like they are doing wrong is they just want to go with the DSA and they are just having array and easy, medium, hard level problems. They are doing like that. So if they are doing like that, so you should like you focus like you should be like okay, we are studying array. I should focus on linked list, easy level questions. Because if you are doing array with the hard level question, when you start the linked list, you will forget the array. So basically, just focus on first go with the easy level questions, then medium level questions, and then hard level questions. Because sometimes what happen, like key you are getting an opportunity, you have cracked some coding round, but you haven't because you have so there are two coding questions, you have solved one, and by luck you got an interview, but you don't know anything because you have studied only array or something. So you should first go with the basic and you should be ready with those things, and then deep dive into each topic. Because people do like they will go in the depth of array, then they didn't get selected, they leave the studies. Then again when another company comes, they go in the depth and then again they leave the things. So it's basically to have like you shouldn't do like that. You should go with the easy, then medium, then hard level problems. So that will help you guys a lot. So that's I have seen, like I have been, like I have never given my on campus interview. Like I tried once in second year, but I was not selected because of my CGPA, honestly guys. I had some 8.4 CGPA at that time, but I was not allowed to sit for the companies. So, and after the third year, I got opportunity, so I don't want now college on. So it was like that. So I'm also like very average. I don't had very good attendance in college. I was, but yeah. So yeah, like okay, here the chats are disturbing you. Okay, fine. um so basically, if you are like focusing on campus, you shouldn't, like, your resume doesn't matter in on campus, honestly. Your CGPA matter in on campus. So don't go for like 9.5 CGPA. I will suggest you maintain at least 8.5 CGPA, which will help you. And in on campus, go on the basics, because here they ask the basic questions, not they will ask you like. And in on campus interview, you can give your like you can create your interview by yourself. Never answer completely. If I'm asked like how this question will be solved, I'm saying okay, this in this way we can solve the question, but yeah, we can optimize it. Never answer like how you will optimize in the one go. Let interview asks, so it will cover your time and it will reduce. So you have to give your interview smartly. You have to create your question by yourself. If you will work in that way, you are going to crack that. Because if you will answer completely, then interview will come out with a different topic. Who knows, you don't know, or like. So that's why create your questions. Like if I'm asked a DSA question, so yeah, we can use this thing, and I think we can optimize. If you have two way of optimize, say one, and then leave that. Oh, we have one more way to optimize. So it will develop the curiosity in interview. Okay, just let me know what the optimal way we can do. If there are three steps, always say the second step. Don't go for three. Let him ask for the third step. So it will give you an importance. Oh, he is ready or she is ready with all the answers. So I believe you should do those things. And yeah, in interview, what you can do, like many people focus on only like hackathon and their projects and everything. You should focus on little bit of extracurricular activities like hobbies. Sometimes in our college, like I have experienced that people discuss casually about sports and everything, and their interview ended and they are selected. So basically, your all the confidence and everything they have seen, and they selected on that basis. So you should also include every minute thing like hobbies, extracurricular activities. It may help you. Not every time, but sometimes if your luck is good and interview is very chill, then definitely you will get an just a buddy session. So that's a good. So you should focus on those things in interview and make your like you should know how they will start and how you should start your proper introduction, covering each and every points. And if you don't have any experience, just prepare your project in every ways, like you can answer basis on your project. Like if you have asked me about in HR questions also, like what is your like how you will find this thing or how you will do this thing. Oh, based on my experience, I have done my project, and basis on that, like I have learned those things. So it will give that you are a like practical person, practical implementations. So that matters. And in HR questions, never answer negative question in negative way. Always answer it in a positive way. If someone asks me what are my weakness, so how I should answer is actually, when I joined the college, I was a very introvert personality. But since I was in my college and I have to interact with person, I have grown up myself, and I'm like I have worked with the clubs and I have been interacting with many peoples every day. I'm growing my tech and I'm speaking to you. That is also a big thing for me, and I have gained this thing, and I hope I can work on myself more. So this is like it's a weakest, like they have asked you weakness, but you have given reply with your strong points. So that should be your reply for the negative questions in college. And see, don't go with that Google and like you are working, some has given a rude answer and they got selected. That was their luck. or their interview work, because they have seen their interviewer and they have given basis on that. People go and say that and they get very good rejection on those things. So don't be over smart for those things, because in our college HR also matter. I have seen that, but HR is like a formality for other things. So if you want to know more for about off campus, how it works, so in off campus your resume play a very important role. So your resume should consist of, like, I was not on lead code, like, because I was in the start of my second year, I got internship, I was working on oops and everything. So I didn't get that much time for on lead code, and I went to my like Amazon, and I have solved their data sheets and like DSA sheets and everything. So there is no proof of that in lead code and everything, because like I follow sheets. I will suggest you also a one sheet. It is Fiverr sheets. It's a very good sheet. I have solved both the sheets. Like some is of like 180 problems and one is of 400 problems. You can go with that sheets too. And one is some neat sheet, or like, there are many sheets you can follow sheets. But if you don't have, like, if you have experience in your working, like in term, like your resume should have some standout points. At least you should win a hackathon if you want a good company like Google, Microsoft, Amazon. So your resume should be standing out, like you should have a good experience. If you don't have, you should have a good lead code ranking or gig for gig ranking. You should have that those things. Otherwise you should have a, like, you should have win the some hackathon, like make some standout points in your resume. Otherwise they come. And one more thing you can do is ask for referrals. So people ask for referrals and they are like, okay, they are messaging some persons like 4 5, no one is giving them. Just bombard with your emails, ask for 100 people, from one will give you. If you don't have any standout points in your resume, you can send 100 emails, that's fine. So you should do that thing. Like people are like sending to 5 6, oh no one is giving me, so leave it. You should send at least 150 people, so you should get a referral. It is very important thing, because everyone have like, in referral, if you get selected they get some money, so they give the referral. So it's not like that you have like, they don't have any benefit, they also have benefit, so you should reach them. And if you don't have, like, okay, once you have submitted, submit always a cover letter. And always edit your resume with the name. Like if my, like I'm applying for Amazon, so Dream Tejwani Amazon resume. So it will show that you are like, there are some plus points for these things. And again you should edit your resume according to skill sets. Always edit your resume according to company's description, no matter what you don't know. Or like you can, okay, but don't like say so much, because in other like big companies they don't go on other things. So you can write other things no matter what, because they are going to ask you only DSA. So you can say about different things, they will not go on those things. So this is like you can do in on like off campus resumes. So in on campus, like they see your resume, so don't do that in on campus resume. And yeah, basically you can add many points according to skill sets, and you can add your cover letter according to the role. Don't like add like cover letters, okay, if I'm applying for SD role, so I have experience in this. If I don't have experience, so I have made some DSA projects which are very resembling to the needs. Like I have good foundation in Java, I have good foundation in oops also matter a lot. So try including oops in your cover letter too. And basically coming to next points, and like, okay, then it's your telephonic round. So it is basically revolve around your skills. Don't let them go out of your box. Like if something like they are asking me what's your experience, okay, if they ask me, like they usually ask me, like I don't have lead code ranking, so how I answer them is, because I was not able, like I was busy with my practical like experiences in internship and all. I have worked on their DSA sheets, not on any specific platform. But yeah, I know very company DSA questions, and I have a very practical knowledge. If you don't have, like, you should revolve it around a hackathon or something. So you should be doing what you know, like what is your skill set, you should revolve around that. Don't let them go out of your box, then they are not letting you, like they are not going to ask you for another round of interviews. That is what it like you should do. And yeah, after that there is a DSA round. It is like in on campus or like off campus, it doesn't matter. They have very fixed pattern, they will follow that. Like recently I had my interview with Google. So they had asked me, like I had like all three rounds. So first round I remember they have asked me some graph and backtracking questions. um, there wasn't problem, so I went like a flow first and brute force approach, then I like optimal approach. And in second it was of some, what was second question, yeah, it was of some map, and yeah, it was a red black tree question. So, and third round was very good. It was a bitwise operation where I started with an brute force approach, but how interview has asked me, you should follow the, like you should be very good with those things. He asked me remove only one loop. He don't want an optimal approach directly. He asked me only to remove one loop and write the code, and it should reduce their time complexity and space complexity. So you need to like, if you're like focusing on off campus, you should know the minute things, like how like only okay saying okay this brute force approach we will put three loops, and in optimal approach we will use hashing. This shouldn't be your approach. How you can go to hashing, all the steps you should know, because it has been done. Like I have experience that they asked me remove one if loop, I have removed, remove one more loop, and then make it optimal. So it wasn't think like you should focus, like you should know how to go through the flow, and you should be able to explain those things. So you should focus on those things. And once you are like, there are three rounds, and I would suggest you to like apply early in second year and third year, because as you go further, the interview level will going to increase, and like the number of round also gonna to increase. So it would be tough for you guys to cope up. Like if you are applying for full-time opportunity directly, then they have many things apart from DSA. They ask many questions on principles and everything is there. So you should avoid those things, and you should start like now only in second third year for applying big companies. And there are many programs for second year students, not only for girls, for boys too. I remember some, like there is one Google program, one Microsoft program, and Uber program is there, and Amazon program is also there for girls. Amazon is only for girls, Uber is there for boys and girls too. You can like check for that. And Microsoft to have, and there are many like programs which is like early internship they have started. Like at my time there was only 2 3, but last year I checked there was some 6 7 programs. So you can like check for those things, and you can like apply those things. Okay, I will like sharing with you the all the channels which I follow, which have very good decent apply links and everything. So you can apply from that. And always when you visit, like what my habit was, I visit, if I'm visiting Deutsche Bank portal, I will subscribe that portal, so I will get all the mails. If I'm visiting like Oracle portal, I will subscribe that. If I'm visiting JP Morgan Stanley, I will subscribe that, so I will get all the notifications on my mail. So it would be very easy for me to find the new opportunities. So you should know all the companies, just focus on the, like just go on their career portal and subscribe that portal, and they will send you the mail, like all the mails regarding openings. So it would be better for you. And you can upload your resume, they will send you like very customization openings according to your resume, so you can check that too. And okay, then apart from, if you get in, like if you got internship, so after that your office hours matter a lot. In office, how you be with the peoples, how you connect with the peoples, and there your real journey starts. What you have learned in college, what you have learned in hackathon, what you have practiced, everything is, no, they are of no use. They have completely different things to do. So you have to be quick learner. You have to grab it. Like you can't say okay, if you're in intern, like okay, I will work from 9 to 6. In intern for a month you need to learn many things, so you need to work hard. Like I come after office and I sit till 2 or 3, and I learn everything, like I read everything. So I practice on my like practice the things. So it is very important. You should do that. It's like now I don't, because I got enough of knowledge now, so I don't do these things now. But in the starting of a month, like I was doing that. So you should also like not be like, so okay, like I will not practice those things. I am after office. I'm free. I don't want to do things. So basically you should have to study. It's not like because you don't know about, like I was asked about AWS S3 ECS. No one knows about this, how to apply in college, lambda and everything. So we have learned everything here and now. So you should be very active on those things. Building connection with colleagues is also very important thing, because and letting everyone know what you are working on, because you're working on specific thing, but you are very introvert personality, you are not letting that other person know what you're working. So in the end it will like, okay, we don't know what she has worked on, so we can't give any review. So everyone should know, like always hype yourself if you are in internship, so everyone should know and everyone should hype you, so you get a PPO, you should get converted. And like be very good with everyone, go out with the colleagues and everything, so it will develop a good relation. And your skills also matter. You have to be a very good extrovert personality there, connect with everyone, and don't wait for other person to come to you and say hello. You should go and reach them, because you are an intern. Don't be like, okay, someone will come and reach me. You should go. If there is a group discussion, you should get yourself involved. No one will come, oh come please join us. So basically you have to get yourself involved in those things, and it will definitely benefit you. Not only that, if they are like, sometimes it's like in connection, if your work doesn't also go well little bit, your connection helps you a lot. So make those connections too there. And yeah, that's it. And be good with your manager and all. Don't be so, buddy and share everything how you do and everything. So be in your limit, but yeah, connect with the people, I would say that.
That is a key to becoming a permanent employee from being an intern.
Yeah,
It helps a lot.
yeah, because there are many interns with you in team, so you should be stand out. Like, okay, you are all are doing the same work. How, like now it's time, how you connect with your colleague, how like emotional attachment you have with the colleague. Like they should feel bad when you are going.
Right. Your name should come to their mind when they think of whom to select.
Yes,
That's the kind of
definitely.
thing that you want to establish.
Yeah, and hype your work. Like if you're getting difficulties, let everyone know that you are getting some difficulties. Otherwise, people will judge you. Okay, this work should be like it should be done by last week, but it is not done. No, because it's dependency on other team. We can't do that. So you should be like very vocal on those things. Let everyone know like what problem you are facing. Then no one will come to you and blame you for those things. So it will also create, oh she is getting a problem, but she is trying to solve by herself. It will also make in some different impression, so you should do that thing too.
It will make you stand out in a team.
Yeah, definitely. And it will like everyone will include you in their plans, and this is
Right.
how like you should make your connection.
So, I wanted to ask you, you have interned at Amazon twice, right? So, how different was your second internship experience from the first one? Like, what all changes? What all, like, you have made connections with the people in your first internship, and now you are again for your second internship. So, how does that feel?
Oh, that's very, that was pretty good connections. You know what happened with me? I'm my sister. I'm working with my sister team. So they both are rival teams. They don't like each other, and I have very good connection with both the teams. And everyone come and tease me. Oh, which team is better? Your current team or previous team? Yeah. What happened with me was a very funny scene when I joined. So they don't know. They thought I'm for full time. No one considered me as an intern. Last time also, like last week, I asked my manager for mid evaluation of internship. They asked you, we have done that in June. Why you are asking me now? I'm intern. So they're, okay, you are intern. My manager doesn't know I'm intern. So it is like no one knows me. So when I joined, like my ex manager's manager, he was there and he saw me and he said, "Why didn't you join your previous team?" I don't know. Like I was assigned to this team, so they said, "Don't worry, we will pull you in our team." So I was like, Okay, but everyone was my team was seeing me and what I should reply. I said, I don't know like how the procedures was. It depends on you. So they said, and they have done all the procedure. But then they got to know I'm intern. I can't. They can't pull me in their team. So I was like this team is better than the last team. I must see that. Very chill team. We discuss like what we are doing in the like office is the next level things. We discuss many things, not office work, all the other things except office work. We do everything in office. Like if someone have like we are finding someone's, you know, the relations and everything. We are all doing that
Right.
in office, and we are having a very good time. So yeah, like last week was very hectic for me. I have some deadlines, so we all were working till night. So, but that's it. It's going good.
So, what according to you at Amazon, life at Amazon? So, how is the work-life balance? As you mentioned, you have keys, then you sometimes have tight schedules and deadlines. So, I feel it is a bit mixed.
I will say Amazon is organized startup, which is not gonna to shut. It is like startup. You have to work a lot. It is, but the best thing for the starters is like what happened with Google and Microsoft. What I have feel that like you work in a particular part of code, you don't know the whole scenario. But here you have meeting with business team. You discuss very logical business terms like how this will affect you, what loss it is like we are, what amount of loss we are facing, and after this thing what amount of like we are going to get some money and everything. So everything we discuss and investment part too. So it is like a broad overview of everything, and it is very good start for everyone. But yeah, there is a lot of work, but there is many things that you will get to know. So yeah, it was like Google has very good work life balance. Microsoft, don't compare Amazon with that. The Amazon has their ratings on Glassdoor. You guys can see how good ratings it has, and that's it. Last time, this time my like working hours is very good. Last time it was very bad.
Okay. So, at Amazon, I went through your LinkedIn profile, and you have shared that you have worked on some technology called as that is refrain migration to RCPS project during your
Yeah.
first. So, can you tell us about what kind of work you as a SDE do at Amazon? Like it is an
Okay,
established
VPN
startup.
migration, it was working like we were working on AAA services like AAA and Cloud. We add one more layer for the security, so we have to migrate it. It's some endpoints we have to migrate that, and we are fetching data from different services. So we have to write like proxies where we fetch data from other services, and we have to build a request structure, response structure. Then we have to do metadata fetches where the data, like if you're getting a document, we don't need document, we need some data. So we face that data, we use adapter and get that data. Plus then after that there isn't like okay, some services will come to us and take the data what we have taken. So we have to create a circle, it is called white client listing. So we will be creating a circle where a client can't reach the internal service. We will put all those data in that circle. The client will come and take the data from that. And we have some business rules like I was working in the return. So when you do the returns, so there is an like returnless refund and exchange. So you are eligible for exchange or return. It is based on your past order histories and your custom like your account is. So we will be writing like logic on those things, and we were creating like that was my work for last time. This time I'm working with Seller Central portal of Amazon, and as well as the Amazon website, like Amazon app too. I'm working with the product support after returns. So this time I'm working with the product support team.
Okay. So, as we are your juniors, and you have actually worked on the technologies that we use in our daily life, like Amazon. So, what according to you should a fresher while starting? learn to be eligible for working at Amazon? Like, you had to learn many things when you started in Amazon. So, what if we learn those things in while preparing for Amazon? But
No, it doesn't it doesn't create any difference. Like okay, if you are out of interest, you are doing first. You should be very good with your DSA. If you are very good DSA with you are very well confident, like you will crack anyways, then you should go with this thing because they are don't ask you these things in interview. And okay, and if you are learning those things, you can learn after coming here also. Just you have to give some more amount of time to learn. That's it. So first, you should be very good with your DSA. Don't run after many things. What student do is like what we all I also like for first year what I have done. I have explored all technologies, cloud. I will explore blockchain, website, app development. Like everyone does that only, like, and that's the wrong thing. After like you should learn like first you should focus on DSA, then other things. When you are very once you're very good with your DSA, then you can go in web technology and everything. You can learn that those things afterwards. But for the foundation, you should be good with your DSA because that will also that will only help you to go to good companies, even it's off campus or on campus. So be good with your DSA. Other things will come hand on hand when you will join the internships or everything.
yeah, so that is pretty much okay. So, what are the common mistakes according to you that we as freshers make during our placement season? Like, what all mistakes should we avoid? As you told, we should focus more on DSA. That is the first thing. What other than that?
Like buying the courses for DSA, that is the worst thing people do. I believe okay, if you're buying, you don't solve this, listen to the courses, and that's it. That is not giving you any knowledge. Practice your own, and there are many things. Just learn, read approaches, and apply that by your own, which will help you if you're taking course. Just take it for learning purpose. Don't just try. Okay, they are solving question, and you're sitting and reading that, and you're just like, okay, I will do this code tomorrow. You are not going to do that. Like it will not work, guys. You have to be practical, practice with the thing always, and also work on your like vocal skills, soft skills. Like be good with your soft skills, like how to interact with interview, how to make an eye connection with them, like how to like sometimes eye connection should be a proper, sometimes it feel like egoistic, and sometimes it feel like you are like just making for a purpose. So it should be also a very good thing. So like you should practice those things. And for interview, what you can do is you can take mock interviews in your friends. Like what I have done, I have taken so much of mock interviews for my friends. So like how like for HR rounds and everything, like how they work and everything, just asking them the questions related to that. So you can make the like you can take mock interview in friends, and you can like get some insights on that. And what more you can do in like for an on campus interview, don't like go to college. That matters, don't like maintain your good CGPA.
Okay. So we have a few questions here. Like Aditya wanted to ask, what should be the roadmap for a second year student? So like they are beginning as a freshies in second year. So what should be their roadmap starting from scratch?
So you should go if you are in the beginning of second year. You should go for competitive coding. Don't go for like college coding because you have a lot of time. That college coding can be done in the month or 15 days. It doesn't take that much of time if you want to do. The very important thing is that. And like go for competitive coding. Go lead, solve the lead codes. Apply for second year programs. Don't think that you don't know anything because second year programs your resume also doesn't matter that much because second year students all are in the same pace. Very few students have very extra age, so you can apply. Don't think that I don't know anything, I shouldn't apply. Just apply. If you don't get selected, it's an experience, guys. Just take it. Don't like be like don't take yourself back. And practice for computer. Don't go for SQL and everything in your very second year. Don't do that thing because the other big MNCs and off campus only is based on DSA. Your everything, this SQL and everything is needed in on campus interviews. It is not required for off campus interviews. It can be covered in few days. It's like if you sit nicely, you can cover whole SQL in 2 to 3 days because you don't have to be going that depth. Just writing a query is enough in our call, like for on campus interviews. So you shouldn't go like proper working on from everything, and don't take the courses of web development and app development unless you're not good with the DSA.
Right. So, as you mentioned earlier, not just DSA or your coding skills, your extracurricular skills, your hobbies are those who make you stand out and give you a chance over others. So, you were also general secretary, sponsorship volunteer at EDC, then you were a part of Catalyst Club. So, how did you manage your academics, these BSc sessions, and personal life balance?
Okay, without obviously, like I don't go to college, keeping the college I go to this thing. But you shouldn't do that thing, guys. You should go like, okay, when your event is that you get cheated, so skip your classes, don't think that much. And like, I'm generally like, I'm not the person who study every day. Mine was like, in a 10 days or in a 8 days I get it. Like one time I'm sitting and covering for 7-8 hours, that's it. Then 8-9 days there are no clue of studying. So it was my pattern. Everyone used to think that, oh, she doesn't study and everything. But yeah, it was a thing. Like but it doesn't work with everyone because I'm very habitual of doing this thing. You, if you are working pattern is day study daily, then do it daily. Don't be like, you okay, you will cover everything in a 7-8 hours. So don't be like that. And apart from college and this club, it sometimes it goes very wrongly and it was very hectic. Because that is a someday, your club has only two major events. Every club has, you have to give it that 30 days maximum, like 15 each. And that time you can skip colleges. Like it can be a little bit chill. It doesn't, like it is not that much big matter. Just we think and create it. So don't think and just enjoy, guys.
Right. Those clubs actually help you network with people, make your team spirit and all those things. It will help you when you go for internships and other things.
Yeah,
So
it was a senior. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, no, I actually had means one thing is going on my mind. So what was your first reaction when you got the Amazon offer letter? So I was imagining.
Like it was really like, I have applied in a fun. Like I never applied it seriously. I applied, I have given everything, rounds and interviews and everything. It was very chill. I went. So one time I thought, okay, I will not get that because I remember like there were three coding questions. I was able to solve two completely, and last was like almost 7 out of 10 test case. So it was only like partial marking 2.7. So I was in doubt, like I will get or not. But then I got in the interview, and interview I was very confident with me, like now also. So interview is very chill for me. It is, but yeah, it wasn't very like when you got to know, yeah, like everyone was happy. Like I was very happy, my friends was very happy, and I got very different reaction from like my friends in college. Like what the hell, छी तुझे भी internship लग सकती है. That was my friend's reaction. Because मैं उनके साथ ही घूमती थी, and they were like कि तुझे कैसी internship लग गई यार, तुझे तो because I was never studious person, and I have friends like in my like class there are some person they study for like 4-5 hours daily, and they were like they don't got anything, and I got, so they were so shocked. But it was fun. People like you are seeing your friends are shocked, little bit of shocked, then it is good. Like they can't believe it at all, like I can get an internship. So that was their reaction. I
Keep
was more happy.
everybody in dark and then surprise, surprise. It was like that
No, I
kind
never.
of.
I shared that opportunity with them, but they were like, "No, we don't have that much of knowledge. We will not apply." So I said, "Okay, I will apply," and I got. Then they were shocked.
I have experienced this thing as well. Like when you think that I mean, you don't stand a chance among so many people, but just apply and then you get selected. So actually, I have experienced it. Like, don't think that you don't deserve a chance because many people are better than you. You just apply from your side, and everything will be fine.
Definitely, that's work for me too. Like I just, my thing is that I think about the worst situations. Okay, now I don't care for worst situations, so I do everything very relaxingly, and which helped me a lot. Not like like this is the thing I should work, or if I don't get this, because I have think already. I have my backup plans to always keep the backup plan. So, like, if my backup plan is very clear, it was very clear in second year or third year. If I don't get an repeat internship offer on Amazon, so I'm gonna to go for abroad for MS and everything. So that was my plan. So I was never in a worry like, okay, I will get or not. So I always keep a backup plan for everything, and your friends will stop you from keeping the backup plans. Everyone say you, okay, you have Amazon, why you are applying for other companies? You shouldn't, but you should. Don't listen them.
Right.
Ignore.
If you weren't in a tech role, like you said, like you told, like you keep an option. So if you weren't in a tech role, what other role or job would you have gone for?
I would be have chosen my to do my own business rather than doing than other tech. Like I would have chosen my own business.
Okay, so before quickly opening the stage for questions, I would like to like everybody is curious here about the interview process, like how many rounds, what amount of questions, what amount of difficulty. Can you please summarize it quickly so that
I
everyone?
have given many interviews, like not for Amazon. Like I have given interviews for Google's as well as for internship and full time role. So I will like for like in Amazon it was in second year, so it was not that big, that hard level questions and everything. It was very simpler questions and DSA based and everything, like one coding round and everything. So it was very simple process. Then when I got my internship, after the end of internship, I had my interview with my manager, like what work I have done, what unique thing I have done. I have implemented something which were not there earlier, so that was some standout points you should keep. And then I have given my Google interview, so telephonic round went well. I had two round of interview. Then after that, like one telephonic and one other round, and there was one more round for internship. So it never came. Like I got the mail that you have been selected for next round, and I never got that link. So I asked them, there was some technical issue with the link because they forwarded me the mail. They said that, but I didn't receive any mail. So there was some miscommunication, and my interview didn't happen after that because openings were closed. And with this time there was like it was very chill, and like now applied for full-time role in Google. I didn't apply, I got call from them only. You should maintain your LinkedIn for those things. And like so once my first round happened in the end of May, second round happened in the June, mid-June, and third round happened just 10 or 20 days back, because it was like my round at least got rescheduled 6 to 7 times, because some of like some there was issue with my availability and interview availability. I joined 3 times, but there were no interview has joined that, so it was an issue, very big issue. Then in the end the position got closed till my interview happened. So it was like
Hard.
they, yeah, they told me again to like they will contact me again in December. Then again I have to give my interviews, two, like not three, just two rounds. It will be fine for them. So I have to wait till December for that again. And giving like I have lose my interest to Google because of these things now. And yeah, basically after getting an Amazon, my level, like I was like, if I'm applying for off-campus role, I should apply in the better roles. And I applied many times. I'm telling you, I get lot of rejection. Like I applied for Microsoft, they never get me back. Like many times I have applied for Microsoft, Atlassian, and every companies, but I didn't receive any back from them. So you don't need to disappoint with your rejections, because at least I think after third year after getting Amazon offer, I applied in almost 10 to 11 companies. I get rejection from all the companies. So, but I keep applying. It's like, it's fun actually applying the roles now.
Never lose hopes. Keep trying.
Yeah, definitely, because you don't like, because if you're applying for a 20 to 30 roles, you will get one or two roles. Other you will get
Right.
rejection. If you are taking that rejection to your heart, that's your fault, yeah. Just don't take it like, consider it you are applying for everything, and you are like, it's fine if you get only you need only one. you're applying for 30. So 29 rejections are fine.
Yeah, so let us move towards the questions. If you have any questions, guys, you can put in the chat box. There are a few questions already. So Akash wanted to ask which portals to apply and how did you came to know about it?
So I told you earlier on, me just visit
Yeah.
career portal and subscribe that.
Then there is one question from Shruti. I am from DSC Mechanical Branch. So do you refer now to do internships as we just started our SEM? We are new to it. So they are asking in DSE, direct second year, should they go for internships or should they wait?
Why there is a reason to wait? Yeah, guys, you have done your polytechnic. You know more than what we know in second year. We always
Exactly.
compare ourselves to us direct second year. Oh my god, they know a lot than us. So you why are you waiting for that, guys? You should.
There is one question from Yashraj. How many questions did you solve in big companies? Higher data structure prefer more than array and string. Should we focus on higher data structures like LinkedIn, Stack, Wave, Trees? Yeah, he told that.
Yeah, like you should focus. Like if you're in the start of second year, focus on each and everything. Once you are at the stage of your college placement and you know you can't, like, you know yourself when you can crack your off campus or not. You should be very aware of yourself and just start preparing for on campus and leave that higher data structure and come to your basics.
Basics should be strong, then you can focus on higher parts.
Yes.
Then Prasad Kolekar, I am from data science specialization branch. What should I focus on as I want to go to data related field?
And how we can implement that with oops, the basic singleton functions. Enum is very important, and like we use enum more singleton things, and then interfaces. Learn how to implement that thing, like you, that is the higher oops you need. You don't need, like, proper that depth oops knowledge, the history of oops. You don't need that. You should cover all the tutorial parts which are there on the Google. You can search and read that.
And there is one fact that how much depth you go in, you don't know whether you will require it in future or not. So better
Yeah.
not to go in extreme depth. Just have a clear idea about everything, what the language consists, everything.
Yeah, you can learn
So
by the time of internship, so it's not the big thing. So
right.
you can still.
So there is one question from Varsha. Actually, I am learning DSA from YT, but when I see any question on platform like LeetCode, then it looks very different. Like I am not able to build required logic. So for that, any suggestion?
That's why I
Problem with
told you
everybody.
initially, yeah, you should follow a shed, because you should follow DSA shed, because you know what, sometimes there are questions which can be more optimized with the higher data structures. And you are seeing that question, you are learning an array, and you can see if you are seeing that question you are trying to solve, and it's like, okay, you are doing the wrong solution, you shouldn't solve that way. But it is basically, it's a question of graph, and you're trying to solve it by array. How it is possible? So if you will, so that's why follow shade and like do, there is a array questions. Once you are done with that, you can go on LeetCode platform and start solving the random question. And if you don't, you are not able to solve, then you should go to back to basics and learn again. So first you should follow a complete dedicated sheet, because which will help you. Don't like go randomly on LeetCode and start, because you never know question what type of question it is and what level of question it is. So
Right.
I would suggest
Guided
you,
learning is important.
yeah.
छोटे छोटे steps लेके then building up everything.
Yeah, the direct you will take, like you will jump for 3 4 steps, and उसके बाद क्या?
Exactly. Uh, and there is one question. from Kavish. Were you ever asked system design in any interviews? So, if what were the topics?
No, system design is not that much asked in on campus and off campus. System design is asked when you have experience of 1 or 2 to 3 years, and when you switch the company, at that time system design comes in the role. Apart from that, you don't require it now because you will learn system design when you will join.
Right. For freshers job, it is not asked that, not
Yeah.
at all. So there is one question from Samadhan, ma'am. I have to become an data science ML engineer. So can you give an idea about competitive programming? Like it is needed for this field, or should I just learn tech related to AI and ML field?
You need both.
You need both, right? And learning other things doesn't go waste,
Yeah, that will help you. Like, if you're doing like you're applying for ML and like data science role, you need that basics because in when you're applying for SD and SysD roles, it's like your basic fundamentals is DSA. You know that, but when you're applying for that role, you need to know basics.
so there is one question from Aditya. Can you please share the resources and portals that help you? Like she said, Strivers DSC sheet is one part of them, right?
Yeah, Striver DSS sheet you can follow. There are two Striver DSS sheet. One is bigger one is smaller one. When you are at
Right.
initial phase, you can go with the bigger one in the depth. And if you are like facing, if you want to like revise your DSA, you can go with the smaller sheet. So there are two sheet on the Striver portal. You can search on Google.
And also, what all YT resources that you use, the channels that you follow, etc. for learning DSA.
Like always use the random, like I go and search the topic array and I read that and I like try to solve easy problems and medium problems and hard problems. If I face difficulties in particular topic, I come back and search that. I don't follow proper like dedicated channels because it has limited thing and you think you have learned those things but you haven't. So I follow multiple things. So or you can best is like when you are following, you can take any tutorial wikis and docs, and you can follow that too.
Then there is one question from second Ameya. If I want to apply for internships in DevOps or cloud-based roles, what level of knowledge and skills are typically expected from candidates? To what extent is DSA important? DSA सभी जगह important है भाई. Additionally, could you provide some guidance on how to prepare for cloud and DevOps opportunities?
Cloud and developer, first you should do DSA. हर जगह लगता है जैसे like you need DSA because at the initial stage you don't have like you are getting job based on your DSA only. And if it is in on campus, they will ask you basic DevOps, like you have seen like how to like basic oops and some AWS cloud questions. If you're learning that, off campus, if it is a startup, it will ask you in depth. Otherwise, if it's an MNC, it will ask you on the DSA, and they will provide you some KTs after joining. So first you need DSA, then you can focus on cloud based like AWS platform or Google Cloud. You can learn that things.
Right. And by the way, guys, KTs means knowledge transfer, right?
Yes.
Corporate term that I got to know.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is one question from Aditya. From where you got this internship program information?
I subscribed Amazon portal. I will be sharing links with you guys. Just give me a second. After the end of the like end of the session, I will share the links, channel links with you guys.
Yeah. Then Sarvanya Bhatlavande wanted to ask, how many lead questions did you solve? She didn't started lead code
No, I
related.
started lead code, but I left it in between because I got very dedicated DSA sheet. Because who are going to like, if you are Amazon DSA sheet, are you going to solve that lead code questions? Because you know these questions are going to be asked at your interviews and everything. So obviously you will focus on those questions, that level of questions. So that's why like lead code was not in my list. And and I was like very involved with internship thing because after second year I went for 2 months, then I went for 6 months now. So it was like I don't get that much time for lead codes and everything.
It happens in a flow. You just don't need to stuck on lead code, lead code, lead code. You try approaching opportunities, and if you get one, then you can do lead code and all.
Yeah, because my resume hasn't stand out of internship, so I didn't need any like lead code ranking and all. If you don't have internship, you need that. So you should, if you don't have anything, then you should work on that too.
Right. So Vijay Gopale wants to ask: do companies have a minimum CGPA cutoff, and does it matter
No
beyond that?
company, like, they have very less 7 to 7.5 CGPA cutoff. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Both off campus, no, right?
Yeah, off campus. On campus, it's
Off.
8.5 minimum.
Then Pratik Thete wanted to ask: what is the level of DSA questions asked in internship, and which type?
Like in internship, they ask almost medium level question. When it comes to full time opportunity, they ask hard level questions, medium to hard level.
Medium to hard.
But in internship, they ask only medium. They don't go beyond medium level.
Okay. Then Kavish Paraswar: is doing competitive programming beneficial for clearing OAs and interviews, or just solving sheets and lead code is enough?
Competitive programming is needed for ON interviews because if you are focusing on off campus or on campus, you need to crack OA, which need your competitive programming. And interviews, basically, if you are giving your off campus interview, the competitive programming is very important. And in like, if you will ask me in off campus, graph, um, DP, backtracking, these things are very important, and trees. You can focus on these four topics more rather than like other link list and Q they don't ask anyways. So focus on the advanced GST topic for off campus.
Right. Then there is this question from Aditya. No, uh, Akash. As you said, make the cover letter according to your position we are applying to. So, can you share your cover letter or how to make it?
Yeah, I have very different cover letter for every company. Like you should, okay, like what you should like if I'm applying for software role and they have written like they need some oops and design part. So, anyways, they are off campus. They are not gonna to ask you design part. You can say like I have done this course which has given me some design knowledge and everything. So just like you can add those things because they are not gonna to ask you anyways what you have written in cover letter. So you can like देखो यार थोड़ा चलता है इतना बस रिलेट करके
Right. Then Aditya Dengai wanted to ask, I am from AIDS. Do these big companies have any scope for AI? What to learn? AI
yeah
is
they have
everywhere.
yeah they have really a good scope in AI. I'm telling you guys, go for AI branches. Like we have our all internal AI tools, and they have created a special team for AI and everything. So they have the big company have lot of scope in AI. And what to learn first, like for cracking a part you have to do DSA, and you need to go with AI basics. All AI knowledge, they can ask you anything. If you don't learn that, they will bully you in the team. It doesn't matter with your job role, but you have to learn, otherwise they will bully you. Okay, you don't know this thing also, like that. So learn that things too.
Right. So, guys, it's almost 5 6. So, we would be taking only the uh, few important questions. Okay. So, uh, Gaurav wanted to ask, is it okay to do DSA in Python? Why is Python not the first choice language like CPP or Java? I want a core machine learning job role, and I think learning a new language just for DSA will be feasible for not feasible.
Okay, like you can do DSA in Python when you're applying for AI ML related roles. It is not a barrier like you have to do in C++ or Java. So you can choose any language.
Then this just for general knowledge question. What salary can you expect from Amazon intern? If you can disclose.
Like you can expect around one, like around one, like you can expect here, guys.
Okay. uh, then there is question. Do they ask previous marks like 10th or 12th standard? I think they don't.
Like, yeah, in college they require, they have some criteria, but in off campus no one asks you. Because I was average, I didn't got any like opportunity in college, so it matters, guys. Like the level of 10th and 12th. So
Varsha wanted to ask, did you hear something like they will reduce intake of CS student and increase AI? Like,
there is nothing like in off campus they treat CS and AI at same level, not all like college level. Like some companies didn't allow us to sit and like that. It doesn't happen in off campus. They treat you all guys on the same level. For openings, you can see CS/AI. Any branches are like you can apply. So there is no differentiate in like off campus rules.
okay, guys, it's almost 5:10. She also has her work. So,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So, I think we should wrap up here. So, one last thing before ending this session. Your
Okay.
name, Dream, like it is very unique. I haven't heard a person having a name Dream. So, is there a story behind the name?
Yeah, actually, my father always wanted a baby girl, and I have unfortunately two big brothers. So he named me Dream.
Nice.
So, guys, I'm sharing the channels with you if you want. Like, one is of Urge Girls uh, WhatsApp channel, and one is for some Krishna Kumar channel. You can just see the updates on them. Here you go, guys.
Yes. Lelo. Uh, I mean, after this session, you will get these links as well. Stay tuned. So yeah, let us wrap up, guys. So thank you so much, Dream, for that insightful session. The way you broke down internship journey, preparation strategies, and shared your personal experiences has been incredibly motivating for all of us. I'm sure everyone has taken away something valuable, whether it's how to start, how to prepare smartly, or how to stay consistent. So, on behalf of Campus to Corporate C2CVIT Pune, we sincerely thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to guide us today. And thanks to everyone for joining in. Let's keep learning, evolving, and thriving.
And that's my pleasure to be here with you guys. You know, it was my first session ever, like being an intern and telling about internship experience and all. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. You have been like great for persons, and like no one has interrupted that much what we have done in our college session. So I remember, but this was very good session. Like no one has done something. So I really like this session, and thank you so much, guys, for an opportunity to be here with you guys. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.